think that's great that you stayed in touch with her.
Well, my parents stayed in touch with her better, especially before she moved to the home. You guys moved such a long time ago.
I mean, I think about that a lot. Of how my life would have been different if my dad hadn't got that job. Or if I stayed at Highland Park, kept going to polys and may have gone to school with you.
Who knows?
But you were always a favorite. No, you were. Smart and well behaved.
Well, I don't know. And you're in Ithaca now?
Yeah. Yeah. With my boyfriend.
Uh-huh. What do you do?
I'm a massage therapist.
Cool. Very cool.
So, congratulations on being a famous journalist.
Whoa, I'm not a famous journalist, dude.
You were all over the internet. You were very easy to find.
Thank you, I guess.
You did a Fulbright, right?
Oh god, almost 10 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even really know what that means, but I do know that it's awesome.
Thanks. It was cool. Yeah, dude. Thanks.
And I don't see a ring there,
Oh, not married. Haven't done that yet.
but I'm sure you must have a girlfriend.
I do. Yes. Paige.
Paige. I like that name.
Me too.
She a journalist too?
No. She used to be a dancer, but then she got injured, so she had to retire early. Now she's a licensed nutritionist and she's getting her MSW, so she can better address the whole, mind, body.
Oh, that's great. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm into.
Right. I'm sure. Massage. That's like...
I'd love to see her.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, you look exactly like, those for missing kids, they use that age-advancing technology.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's what I thought when I saw your picture online. I was like, that's what Jamie would look like. Because the last time we saw each other, we were 7. Sorry, it's a weird thing to say maybe, but...
No, it's just that, you look very different.
So, I mentioned in my email that I needed to tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be so mysterious about it, but it's the kind of thing I thought you should hear in person.
Okay.
And I also thought you might have an idea of what it is.
No.
Really?
Dude, I haven't seen you in 25 years. Trust me, I have no idea.
Okay. Sorry, this is one of these meetings. I really haven't figured out how to do this yet.
It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah, thanks. Alright. Tip off the bag a bit. I am in the process of opening a criminal case against my father for sexual abuse.
Oh, man.
So,
Oh, Frank, I'm so sorry. Did you just remember or...
well, that's complicated.
Sure.
There were things that I remembered that I choose not to think about. And there are things that I don't remember until recently. And then there are things that is recently described to me that I still don't remember yet.
So, she's cooperating then?
That's not exactly the word I would use, but he's coping to it.
And how's your mom?
Oh, not so good. She's divorcing him after 36 years.
She had no idea.
Well, that's complicated too. So this is the hard part.
Oh. Oh.
We had a meeting. It was mediated by my parents' minister, and I asked my father if he had hurt any of my friends.
Wow. Wow.
Which is why I thought you might have an understanding of what.
No, I gotta be honest, this doesn't really ring. I mean, I'll think more about it, but my first response, not familiar. Sorry.
I guess just the one thing is that if you do remember anything and you're willing to talk to the detectives, it could really help us here, Jamie. Because I don't want him to hurt anyone else. He taught Sunday school for 10 years, Jamie. And when I was older and not as whatever interesting to him anymore. So I just want to make sure that he just can't take off and start a new life elsewhere and catch another little kid, you know.
I understand, man. And I think what you're doing is great and brave, but I can't remember anything. Sorry. Maybe one of the other meetings that you'll have more luck.
Well, based on what is described, I thought you might be the one most likely to remember it. That's all.
Yeah, no. I'm so sorry that happened to you, man. Thanks.
If you have to go,
Yeah, shit. I'm a little late for a meeting actually.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry if it was clumsy or if I made you uncomfortable. I did not.
No. Don't worry about it.
I'm really happy to see you, Jamie. I know you don't feel the same about me, but I just want you to know that I'm sorry that we had to meet like this. Because those years meant a lot to me, and I still really care about it. Sorry.
Thank you.
You have all my info. In case you do want
Yeah.
to get in touch with
Yeah.
me.
Good luck, man.
Bye, Jamie. Jamie,
What, dude?
I know you know this, but it's nothing to be ashamed of.
owe you an apology. I'm sorry, I freaked out, okay? I wasn't prepared for that, and I freaked out, and I'm sorry. I want to start over with this conversation. I want to forget about last night and start over.
I don't know how we can start over when you've made your feelings so incredibly clear.
Those weren't my feelings. That was shock.
That was shitty.
Yes.
That was really fucking shitty, Jamie. I thought about going to my sister's house. I thought about leaving you.
I'm glad you didn't.
I thought one of us had to be an actual adult.
I'm glad you're here. I mean, I was afraid you won't be here. I'm so happy to see you, Paige.
Okay. Talk.
So, first of all, I want you to know that I don't blame you for anything. I know it may have seemed like I did,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yes, it did seem like it. Especially when you kept on saying, I don't know what the fuck has happened here, over and over and over again. As if the entire thing is totally my responsibility. As if I did it on purpose or something.
so I'm apologizing for that.
Do you?
What?
Do you think I did this on purpose?
No, I don't.
Go on.
And second, I want to say that I consider this an open conversation. I want to hear what you want. That's what I didn't do last night.
No, you didn't.
It should have been my first question.
Yes. Yes, it should have.
So, I'm asking you now.
I want to have it. I mean, of course I want to have it.
Okay. Why?
Why? My
Don't
God.
snap at me, Paige. I want to hear your reasons, okay?
Because I love you. Because I don't know what we're waiting for anymore. That's frankly it. Because I'm 34 years old, Jamie, and I don't know if I'll have any more chances after this. Because I think we'd make great fucking parents. But I feel so humiliated saying these things to you. Because I know you're not sure of me the way I'm sure of you, and you don't want to commit to this. So then there's that.
No, that's not that. I'm listening to you. I'm hearing what you're saying.
I know, baby, that's what you do. You listen to me. You listen. You don't act.
I just need a little time. Come on, that's not unreasonable. It's a huge decision.
It's not fair. It's not fair for me to carry this thing around not knowing.
Just a week, I think. You know what? I think you're probably right. I mean, I think we should probably... What am I afraid of, right? Just a week, okay?
Okay.
Okay. How was work?
I skipped class and I cancelled both my appointments. I didn't feel like I had any business counseling anybody else.
So, what did you do?
I sat here and I pitied myself. What do you think?
Did you at least try calling your sister?
No. I don't want to be, I don't know, witnessed right now.
But
Maybe you're in no position to lecture me about not talking about my feelings, okay?
fair.
It was really difficult giving you the silent treatment today. Especially because I was dying to know what your friend had to tell you.
Wait, who?
Your childhood friend, Frank.
Oh, it was pretty heavy, actually.
Really?
Turns out his father molested him.
What? Oh God.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's just trying to figure it out.
Do you remember him?
His father? No. I can't picture him, but I think he was tall.
Probably all grown up seem tall, no?
Yeah, but he was definitely tall though. And skinny. With glasses. Kind of nervous. You know, like hovering.
Definitely sounds like a child investor.
Yeah. Maybe I don't actually remember him. Maybe I'm just
So
inserting.
you just wanted to make contact with old friends? Is that it?
I guess so. It was awkward. You know, I remember him as being this really needy kid who used to follow me around. And he still liked that. Only bigger. And gay. Very gay.
Oh baby, I hope you weren't weird around him. You always get so weird around gay men.
What? No, I don't.
Yes you do. You get all macho for no reason. It's all man this and do that. Hey man, it was really good to see you dude.
I don't.
I'll bet you anything you want.
I didn't.
I hope you were nice to him.
I was. I wasn't really sure what he wanted from me.
Probably just to talk. It's a big deal finding out that you've been sexually abused. It can really fuck people up.
But he's an adult now. I mean, he's lived his whole life since then. Makes no sense.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
Maybe he's never really gotten away from it. When that kind of thing happens, you can get, I don't know, stuck.
So, you mean maybe that's why he's gay?
What? What? God, you're such a Neanderthal sometimes.
Sorry, I'm not exactly educated on this subject.
You can see all kinds of symptoms in victims of sexual abuse. Fear of intimacy, dysfunction in relationships, sexual dysfunction, all of which can happen to straight people just as can happen to gay people.
What are you saying?
What?
Nothing. I was just kidding.
Well, I think it's really sweet that he reached out to you.
I don't know him.
I mean, he obviously still feels the connection towards you.
Yeah, that's totally ridiculous.
I don't think so. I think you should try and be there for him. I think it'll be good for you.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
Listen, I'm feeling really bad since I said the words sexual dysfunction. I don't want you to think I'm trying to make some kind of passive aggressive.
I don't have that problem anymore.
I know. You've been good. Apparently you've been too good. Oh wait.
know if it's great, but it's something.
Is it health insurance?
No, sadly no. No health insurance.
Oh.
Virtually none of these jobs come with health insurance, so
It's absolutely criminal. This is the kind of thing your father calls sweepings from the forest floor, but I like it. It has, well, I forget what it has in it, but it has health benefits. Memory, maybe?
ginkgo biloba.
No, I take that in a pill. I don't think they figured out how to put it in tea yet. Go on, about the job.
That's it. It's a virtual column, and I get to contribute to some editorial decisions.
So you'll be able to stop copy acting.
Well, no, not completely.
Oh, honey, I'm asking all the wrong questions. Ignore me. Say what you were saying.
That's it. I've told you everything.
Well, the most important thing is being excited about your colleagues.
Oh, they're awesome. I'm in great company.
I'm going to look it up online as soon as you go, and I'll email you something very intelligent to make up for all my gaffes.
It's fine, Mom. Don't worry about it.
You're such a talented writer, and so much of what I read, the New York Times, for crying out loud.
I know.
That piece you wrote about the Sudanese family from Queens, I'm still hearing about it from friends who say it's just stayed with them. You remember Josie Wildfoot? She's married to Anton from Dad's department. Anyways, she thought it was just brilliant, and she's a writer herself. I thought it was such a shame it wasn't published somewhere more people would read it.
Stop whining, okay?
How's Paige?
She's fine.
How's Rufus?
What?
How's Rufus?
Mom. Rufus died.
What?
Did I not tell you that?
When?
Like 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Are you sure I didn't tell you that?
What happened?
We're not sure. We think he ate poison. It happened pretty fast.
Oh, Rufus.
How is it possible I didn't tell you that?
I don't know. I'm furious at you, frankly.
I'm sorry.
It's not like we haven't talked.
No, I guess you didn't
And I'm
ask.
supposed to ask every time we talk, how's Rufus? Is he dead? I trust you to tell me these things.
I'm really sorry, Mom.
He was the last of a long line.
I know. He was a good little guy.
He was. So, what made you come out here? Not that I'm not elected. I am. It's only an hour away, but we never see you.
You guys could come into the city.
It'd be good, but it's loud and it's dirty and traffic and there's no grandchildren yet to entice us. Did I say that out loud?
Mom, you can either complain about not seeing me or get in the car and drive to Brooklyn.
I want to come, but your father,
He says it's you.
I worry that I'm bothering you. Paige seems, I don't know.
Know what?
It's a difficult relationship. The in-laws or not quite in-laws or whatever you... I get the sense that she needs her space.
She just doesn't know you guys that well. You two actually have a lot in common in terms of work.
Oh,
and
I won't make the mistake of trying to talk about work with her again.
that was a
I
misunderstanding.
wasn't trying to be critical.
I know that, but it's hard to start a career at her age.
And I think it's fantastic and courageous. And I said that to her.
But also the field has changed. You're approaching it from a very
I was
different...
trying to be helpful. You think I was condescending?
No. I said it was a misunderstanding. it was 2 years ago.
Listen, you love her. So that's all. That's all. When we retire, we'll come to visit you all the time. You won't be able to get rid of us. Especially if there's a grandchild. Just say.
So, Frank Lawrence got in touch with me. Mom, you're really freaking me out.
Oh, Frank Lawrence, that strange, intense little boy from Pauline's house.
He's still pretty intense.
Uh-huh. Okay?
Wait, you could tell?
Sure. Yes.
Well, he lives in Ithaca now. He's a massage therapist. No, Mom, I think he's actually a massage therapist.
Well, it's nice that he got in touch.
Yeah. He's prosecuting his father for sexual abuse.
Oh,
That's all.
that makes sense. He was a very troubled little boy and his father was so much more attractive than his mother. That was always a puzzle. She had that problem with her thyroid and those huge protruding eyes.
Protruding eyes.
They were halfway out of her head. I was always so afraid it would frighten me.
I don't remember that.
It frightened me. Poor little Frank. I guess we should have known something awful was happening to him.
You seem very calm about this.
It's been such a long time since we've been in contact with them. It's like, maybe this is terrible, but it's like hearing about characters. They just don't seem very real to me anymore.
Well, I had coffee with him. He's very real. And he's very fucked up.
Of course. I'm sorry. What else did you talk about?
Well, we talked about how he, forget that. Never mind.
Oh, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what's wrong?
He has it in his head that, something could have happened to me.
To you? Why?
I don't know.
What gave him that idea? Do you think something could have happened to you?
No.
Sounds like a case of misery loves company. That's what it sounds like.
I just thought you should know. Since I have such a terrible memory, if something would have happened, I would have told you.
I certainly hope so.
So forget about it.
I don't like that at all. Him contacting you out of the blue, getting you all upset.
I'm not all upset. You're all upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just not crazy about the way Frank handled it. That's all.
I just think he's looking for other witnesses in the case. That's why he approached me.
Is he after money?
No, I don't think so. But he wants to get his dad on that list. That list.
Oh, that list is totally unconstitutional. It's medieval. I'm completely opposed to Megan's law. I don't think it's the right way to deal with sex offenders.
I highly doubt Frank is thinking in the abstract about the politics at this point.
No, it just sounds like he wants revenge.
Mom, you're being so weird right now.
How am I being weird?
You're being bizarrely unsympathetic. For a social worker, and a mom, and an otherwise extremely empathetic person.
guess it's just too awful to think about.
I should either dash to catch a train right now or book the next one.
Oh, get the next one. Dub will be home any minute and he'll be so disappointed if he misses you.
How's Casey?
I wish you'd talked more. She's great. She's happy. She loves her new job. She's a total delight.
And she's still with that guy.
I think she's always going to be with that guy. You didn't hear it from me, but you might need to take out some vacation time this fall to fly to Seattle.
That soon.
You didn't hear it from me. Honey, I want so much for you to be happy.
I am, Mom. I am, okay?
Here he is, man of the hour.
Could it be?
Hey, Dad.
Kathy, I think I'm hallucinating. I see our grown son in our living room.
It's really him.
Hey, kid. How about that?
How was yoga?
It was good. Kicked my ass, but it was good. I tried to get your mother to come with me, but she...
This teacher, she's a tyrant.
This is one of the best yoga teachers in central New Jersey. You can look it up on the blog. She's terrific.
I work hard all day. And then in my recreational time, I have to memorize things in another language.
You don't have to memorize the Sanskrit.
She gives you dirty looks. She'll say, okay, now everybody get into Pashtunako Baba Fasana. And then she'll just stand there and look around to see who doesn't know what she's talking about.
Geeta is a wonderful teacher.
That's the other thing. She's a white woman from Kansas who goes by Geeta. I'm sure her real name is Mary Jo.
So, what's the occasion?
Jamie. He's got a wonderful new job.
This looks good, Joel.
Thank you.
This looks really good.
Thanks.
Any problems?
I felt sort of freaked out on Thursday.
The burrito. Yes. That was a big step for you. I was so happy to see that on here.
I had like a minor panic attack.
But you got through it, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Maybe at the beginning, and then I just felt sort of.
Anxious?
Yeah.
So, were you tempted to purge?
No.
That's good, Joel. Look at me. That's really, really good. Okay? And you told me you had a paper due on Friday, right? How did that go?
Pretty good, I think.
Well, if you think it was good, then I'm sure it was great.
I don't know. I mean, it was tough getting started, but then it kind of flowed. I felt good about it.
I don't think it's a coincidence that in a week where you were eating well, your concentration has also improved.
I was actually thinking that they're probably connected too, you know.
Yeah. Well, I can't promise that life will always be easy if you feed yourself.
No, I know, but
But
yeah, I get it. Okay.
so, what else, huh?
I've been trying to do meditation.
Great, and? Not going so well?
No.
Tell me, what happens?
It's like I'm doing it for 2 seconds and then something completely ridiculous just flies into my head.
Okay, like what?
Like, I don't know, it's embarrassing. What if I'm naked in the student center? Or like, oh, there's like a penis in the chocolate. Or like,
A penis in the
oh
chocolate.
my god. I can't believe I just told you that.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
No, that's because you're so nice, but it's so embarrassing.
Look, it seems to me that the kind of thoughts that flood your mind in these moments have something to do with temptation. Chocolate, given your history, and, well, we haven't really talked about sex in here. But we can. It's certainly a big part of being human.
But is it something you do with your patients here regularly?
Okay. It depends entirely on what you want. Okay? So, for your next assignment, I want you to try and think if that's something you do. If your sex life is something you would like to talk about and work on.
Okay. Or lack thereof.
And keep trying the meditation, okay?
So, you were a dancer. Sorry.
What?
I googled you.
Oh, yeah. I used to be a dancer.
That must have been, it's so much hard work. It's so competitive, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. It was really grueling at times, but I loved it.
Why did you stop?
I had this injury, but the way I look at it, I would have had to stop in a few years anyway, so it's like I got a head start.
Do you miss it?
Yes.
You still look like a dancer. You look so pretty.
So what else?
You actually haven't played me today.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Please, excuse me, I completely forgot. No, it's a good thing that you do. Don't worry about it, okay? Okay. Okay.
It's a pretty block. I forget how pretty it is.
We like it. It is a good time of the year for this neighborhood.
Will you two get away together at all this summer?
Well, maybe a weekend trip to Ohio. See Paige's folks. You know, money's tight.
We could help. We'd love to help.
You know how I feel about that.
But an early birthday present, a week somewhere in, say, New England? No.
Thanks. Do you want anything? There's coffee.
I'm interrupting the creative process, aren't I?
Oh, don't worry. I was kind of blocked.
Starting something new?
Well, I did a couple of interviews with this aid worker who lost an eye and a few fingers to a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. She was a former academic, a semi-audition, so I thought maybe she'd have something interesting
That
to say.
sounds...
You would think so. But I still haven't found the... I mean, I don't want this just to be a piece about mutilation.
Sure.
I don't want to take advantage of...
Yeah, sure.
So, might have to let this one go.
Well, your mother and I looked up the magazine online and we just loved a few of the things we saw. We think they're very lucky to have you. You bring them to a new level. But they have some good writers.
Mom wrote me a very sweet email about it.
Well, we just completely agree that this health insurance thing is a complete scandal. After she retires, your mom is going to be involved in volunteering for single payer reform. She's pretty well obsessed about it.
When are you guys going to retire? You talk about it a lot.
Who knows? We're both workaholics. Probably never.
Oh, you want to sit down?
Do you have a minute?
You drove all the way here. Yeah, I have a minute.
Is Paige
At work.
on a Sunday?
Well, she's been practicing the work she's been building, and on top of school, it's a lot.
And is she almost done with her degree or?
Not quite. Because she had to complete her bachelor's first, and now she's doing her master's part-time, and then there are another few years of supervised training.
See,
It's frustrating, honestly, you know, because she's so good at her work. She's innovative and compassionate. She only wants to concentrate on her practice. So to spend all this time and money for a piece of paper,
she'll be glad to have it though when all is said and done.
maybe. Not everyone feels about formal education the way you and mom do.
I just went from a practical standpoint, finding
Right.
patience and all.
Right.
I didn't mean.
No, it'll work. But it's hard starting your own business, you know.
Well, sure. You two didn't take the easy path, and I admire that a lot.
So, what's up?
Jamie, your mom told me about Dennis.
About
Dennis Lawrence, Frankie's dad.
was his name Ted?
Yes.
Or that doesn't ring a bell at all.
I was very upset when she told me. I'm still upset. She said with a sort of, oh, by the way, attitude the next morning. Just don't get her attitude about it. I just don't.
Well, I was surprised, I gotta say. I thought she'd flip out. But it seemed like she kinda already knew.
No, she did not. She did not know. I think what's happening is she's having some kind of a defensive reaction or something.
Just because it's upsetting.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. Do you have any memories of being there as a kid? Being at the Lawrences?
No.
They had I think it was a German Shepherd. They lived up north by that abandoned factory building. Maybe you remember playing there as a kid with Frank.
Did I go to that house a lot?
No, not a lot.
But sometimes.
Well, rarely. You used to complain a lot about Frank. He used to follow you around at Polly's.
Yes, that I remember.
Well, then we stopped sending you to their place for play dates when we figured that you saw each other enough already.
Then,
Well, then there was this week, maybe a week and a half, not more than 2 weeks that you actually stayed there.
it stayed there, like,
Yeah, stayed there.
but why?
That goes into a whole story that really doesn't matter now.
Dad,
Your mom and I were having marital troubles. You've been married for almost 34 years now, and that was the worst part. It wasn't anything particularly sordid or no one was unfaithful.
whoa, what?
Sister was around 4 months old. I still can't say this thing to Kathy, but I think the whole thing was basically because of the postpartum thing. They now have drugs that take care of these kind of things, but back then they really suffered, and she really, really suffered. And I wasn't much older than you. Think about that. And back to it, two little kids, and not yet the sensitive and understanding man that you see before yourself. And I didn't get it. At some point I was basically like, you need to cut this out or I'll be leaving, which for future reference isn't something that you say to a clinically depressed woman who is just born your second child. Man, I was an asshole. A real asshole. She fell apart. She even threatened suicide. We didn't think it was a good thing for you to be around, so we asked the Lawrences to take you in for a bit. We got through the worst of it.
But what about Nana and Papa?
What about them?
Why didn't they take me?
Your mom did not tell you. And neither did I. Think about it.
Okay, but what about the Levines? Or the Rosses? Or the Pascarales? Any of your good friends?
The same reason.
You were embarrassed.
Back then, people weren't really talking about these things.
It was the early 80s in a college town, Dad. It wasn't Victorian England.
Well, I guess we were embarrassed. Seems kind of silly now, but
How old was I?
if Cassie was almost 4 months old, you were almost 5.
And did I see you during that week?
Yes, maybe not enough. You still went to Polly's during the day, and I know we saw each other separately a few times, but other than that, we were pretty preoccupied.
Wasn't I homesick?
You didn't complain. The Lawrences,
What? Dad, what?
I remember them saying how good you were when we picked you up. How good you had been. I remember feeling very proud. Feeling like you were the most mature and reasonable one out of all of us. Seemed like the best thing to do at that time.
Sure.
You don't remember any of this?
No.
You don't think anything did happen, do you?
I don't think so.
Man, I've been living in hell since your mom told me about this. Couldn't sleep at all last night.
Okay, so forget about it. Nothing happened. I'm fine.
I know. But shit, glad to hear that.
And even if something had happened, which it didn't, I'm 32 years old and I'm all the things that I used to be 3 days ago, before meeting Cam. I have a career and a beautiful girlfriend. I don't buy into this idea that something that may or may not have happened 27 years ago can change any of that. I just don't buy that.
Right. That's absolutely right. But you don't think anything did happen?
I don't.
Good. Good.
Dad,
Yeah. What?
thanks for coming by.
We wish we saw you more. It's kind of silly, probably.
Polly,
Hello?
it's Jamie. Jamie Beck.
Jamie? I can't believe it.
It's really me.
I think I must be dreaming. Come here. Look at you. You're so old. You have wrinkles here. And here. You were such a tiny little thing.
It's not polite to point out a gentleman's wrinkles, Polly.
What happened to you?
I just grew up, that's all.
Jamie Tarun.
That's me.
Well, sit down. Tell me everything. Do you have a girlfriend?
Same one I told you about last time. Age.
Age. And how long have you two been together?
Almost 6 years.
Oh, so you're married.
No,
Oh.
I'm not married.
And why is that?
Well, lots of reasons. Ideologically, discrimination against our gay friends who can't get married, and it being a religious institution. Neither of us being religious. And how are you?
Me? Oh, I'm fine. I like it here. The food's good. A lot of people complain, but I think it's pretty good.
Good.
You know, Frank came to see me yesterday.
Really?
Or maybe it wasn't yesterday. You remember Frank?
Of course.
He was such a funny little kid.
Yeah.
I was always worried about him. You know, he used to write to me from prison.
Frank was in prison.
Sure, a couple times.
Do you know why?
Well, it was a few different things. He always had problems. You remember how he used to lie.
No.
But he's alright now. He turned out alright. After all that, all the troubles his father had.
You knew about that.
Of course, I knew about Dennis being out of work on and off. He used to come around the house and sit with me while I watched you boys. He was bored. That's what I think. It's a pretty terrible thing not to feel useful, you know?
Huh.
Frank wanted to tell me something. What was it he wanted to tell me?
About the signs of spring?
Yes, that's exactly it. How did you know? You know, he says he still looks out for them. The things kids remember. Who knows what I said to keep you boys entertained? I was just making it up. You know, I never had kids of my own.
I know.
So, what did I know? I was just making it up. The signs of spring. I hardly even remember saying that.
You did great. You were a great babysitter.
I did my best.
I didn't know my parents paid you. Did you know that? Until I was in like 5th grade. Then my mom asked me to get you a check. I was shocked.
Oh, so you thought I just looked after you out of the goodness of my heart? Is that it?
Well, yeah, I thought you just liked me.
I did like you, but I had to finish paying off mortgage. After Rod died. You remember Rod?
No.
That's a shame.
I think he died before I was born.
No, it wasn't that long ago, was it?
Well, I have a terrible memory. I couldn't remember the signs of spring. But I wrote down a few things I do remember though. About being at my house. Would you like to hear them?
Yes, I certainly would.
Sirloin burger soup. That's disgusting looking back.
You loved it. Also, chickenina.
Chikorina. Hunting for chestnuts in the fall and then polishing them with furniture polish.
That's right. Also, the autumn leaves we would collect and dip in paraffin baths. Do you remember that? No. You remember the chestnuts, but not the leaves. Isn't that funny? I always thought the leaves were better.
Okay, this is a faint one. Coming home from school and being at your house, at your sofa, and I remember your sofa being scratchy.
Our sofa? No.
It wasn't scratchy.
Not as I recall.
Okay, then I must be thinking of. Never mind. This is the last one, but it's really clear. Well, by the creek, you took us down to 6th Avenue. You remember it?
What was he doing, the great God fan?
What?
That's what I used to recite to you on our way to the creek. What was he doing, the great God fan? Down in the reeds by the river, spreading ruin and something, I can't remember.
I feel like I almost remember that.
Well, look it up. It's by...
Well, by the creek there was that wine. Yeah. And all the older kids used to play out there. But you would never let us. But we must have been whining when you finally decided to try it out first and see if it was safe.
Oh Lord.
Which we thought was pretty cool, Polly swinging the wine across like Tarzan. You got major points from us on that one. And I still remember, you swinging and falling what seemed like 100 feet into the water. And Frank, he just stood there. He was crying. And you were covered in mud. I think you had lost your glasses too. I couldn't tell with the mud, but I think you were crying too. And Frank wouldn't stop crying, and I was just standing along there, looking at my feet, covering my ears because I didn't like it.
Well, that's not exactly how I remembered it. I remember it being pretty funny.
Well, I'm completely at a loss.
You shouldn't have let it.
Well, I did. And I'm not sorry.
Then I don't know how to have this conversation. I don't know how to be with someone who doesn't trust me.
That's right. You don't know how to be with me. It's a relief to finally hear you say that.
You're not exactly being responsible here for going into my email.
Because a week has passed and you haven't said anything. And I'm losing it. And I have no access to you. That's right. That's what I haven't been able to articulate. I have no access
compassionate.
You didn't let me. You denied me the opportunity to be compassionate by freezing me out. You told your mom, who you don't even like.
I love my mom. What kind of thing is that to say?
Come on. You're not close to your mom. You pretend to be close as a family, but I know you're not.
Okay. I'm glad I provided you with another opportunity for this old refrain. My family isn't close, we're cold and distant, whereas your family
fuck
is so
you.
close and chummy and perfect. And all our problems as a couple originate from my fucked up family, as opposed to your actually fucked up codependent family.
Are you done?
She read my email. You were probably thinking, what, that I was cheating on you?
The thought occurred to me, yes.
I'm not. So you figured that out.
Well, congratulations, Jamie. I guess I should be grateful to you for that most basic sign of respect, huh? If you were cheating on me, then that would make sense. It would make sense that you would hide that from me. That would be logical. That would make sense. But this, the fact that you'd hide this from me, that you could have
I'm
been,
trying my
I
best,
don't get it.
okay? I'm trying my best. I was going to tell you the timing's pretty fucked up with everything we have going on. Wouldn't you agree? Can you maybe put yourself in my shoes and imagine why I wouldn't have gotten around to telling you?
So you think something happened?
I don't know. I guess.
Jamie. What do you remember?
Nothing. I don't remember anything. When he first told me, I was pretty sure it was a mistake. And this guy, you know, he's a mess. And he's a prison time apparently. I don't know whether to, but I guess I'm starting to think it might be true.
So, you mean you were abused?
Yes, that I was. I guess, yeah.
Do you have a sense of, like, how it,
How? You want me to speculate about things I don't remember?
I guess I'm just trying to understand, for how long, when, what...
I don't know! I don't know!
Please don't talk to me like this, okay?
Apparently, I stayed there for about a week and a half when I was 4. So, whatever happened, it happened then.
A whole week? Why?
Because my parents' marriage almost fell apart, which I didn't even know until 3 days ago.
Oh God, Jim. That makes a lot of sense.
What?
It makes sense to me. I feel this, I don't know, almost immediate recognition,
Are you intentionally being a bitch, or do you actually think that's helpful?
Everything we've been talking about, your emotional distance from me, your fears of
Very
having kids, your
convenient for you to
sexual
be. I
problems.
do not have sexual
You've had
problems.
serious sexual problems for almost a year now.
The same year that you were fat. Did you ever think of that? That maybe it wasn't entirely my problem that I didn't want to fuck you. Oops. Did I just say that? Am I being an asshole? You know what? I really can't help it. Because something terrible happened to me when I was a child. By the way, I think you got knocked up on purpose. Who Did I say that? Sometimes I say shitty mean things like that because I was sexually abused.
You know what? I would have asked you to use a condom if I thought you'd be able to keep it up, but...
You know what? I'm not even sure anything happened. You don't get to put my whole life, me, in terms of it. You don't get to do that!
Listen to me. When I had to stop dancing, I was bereft. 28 years of my life. I knew nothing else. I had nothing else. And then it was just gone. Just taken away from me. Gone forever. And it feels like it's happening again. The last 6 years of my life, everything I've done, all the work I've put into us, I can't keep starting over. I need to feel like I'm building something. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And if I'm not building something with you, then I need to start building something with someone else.
I understand.
God, Jamie. How could you not tell me you were going through this?
I don't know.
Honey, can you hear me?
Yes, Mom. I can hear you fine. You don't have to be any louder on a cell phone, you know.
What? Hold on. What?
I can hear you!
Good. I'm still not used to talking on this thing. Am I waking you up?
No.
I'm on a walk on the north side. I love Highland Park this time of year.
You sound old.
What?
Your voice, Mom, you sound old. You sound like an old lady. When did that happen?
Honey, have you been drinking?
Yes,
How much?
a lot.
Is something wrong? Honey, I've been feeling terrible about how I reacted last week when you told me about Frank. Did you get my email?
Yes.
I've been thinking we really should have figured it out what was going on, because looking back, it was completely obvious, and we sent you there for a week. Jamie, can you still hear me?
Loud and clear.
So quiet over there. I keep having the phone cut out. Oh look. Here I am at the creek. It's so filthy. Made me crazy that Polly took you here. But I never said anything. I treated her like another parent, you know. I didn't want to just tell her what to do. I thought she should be allowed to have her own ideas. Mostly, it worked.
What time is it?
Oh, I don't know. 1, 2.
And what are you doing out?
I was always like this when I was a little girl. On the first really warm night, I couldn't sleep. Oh look, I'm approaching Polly's house. Did I tell you an Orthodox family moved in there? It must be huge. They've built all these additions. It's a monstrosity.
This is what I wanted to ask you. Was her sofa scratchy?
What?
Her sofa, was it scratchy? Polly's.
Honey, what are you talking about?
I distinctly remember her sofa being scratchy. And she said it wasn't.
Yes, it was a cheap old thing. It was scratchy, but why in the world?
Right. How could she not remember it was scratchy?
Jamie, she has dementia. Give the poor old woman a break.
But it was so scratchy. I mean, I barely remember anything, but I remember that. Mom.
I'm looking at Polly's house.
Don't cry.
I'm not.
Mom.
We never really said, I love you, in our family. We never said it in my household growing up, but I never imagined that when I had my own kids, you wouldn't say it. So many things you expect from yourself that you don't deliver on.
She wouldn't do anything wrong.
I feel disappointed about so many things. I don't want you to feel that way. I don't think Cassie feels that way, but I'm afraid you do.
You can't protect me from feeling disappointed.
I want to.
You can't. Where are you now?
Still at Polly's. Where are you?
I'm at the subway. I should go down. Will you go home before Dad wakes up and gets worried?
If he wakes up, we'll call.
Mom, will you please go home?
Mommy,
Mm-hmm.
Paige's birthday is coming up this week. I've sent her something in the mail. If she doesn't like it, there's a gift.
I'm
to
sure
see.
she'll like it.
We'd like to take you out to dinner, but we don't want to intrude. Let me know. Will you? Will you let me know what you need?
Yeah.
Take care. Jane.
Mom.
So, what happened here?
I'm not sure.
I don't get it. Last week was such a good week.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you do know.
Not really.
Did you feel anxious last week after I weighed you?
Not that I remember, but
No?
I always feel a little anxious, but I mean, it was a lot for 1 week.
It was 2 pounds, which I think is great.
We had agreed upon 1 pound a week being the goal, right?
Right. So, did that make you feel mad at me that you'd gained more than 1?
No, I just thought I should adjust what I was eating down, like a little.
Which is why on 3 different days last week you had carrots dipped in salsa for dinner? Last week was such a good week. I was so happy with your progress.
Yeah, but it was just fast. And I thought your whole philosophy was that I should be in control, so I thought I'd go a little slower.
I do want you to be in control. But a part of being in control is not being enthralled to this disease.
If I ate at this rate, I would be gigantic in like 3 months.
Honey, no you wouldn't. I think you'd look great.
No, that's so easy for you to say when you look like perfect and gorgeous.
I don't always feel
But you
perfect
are.
and
Where
gorgeous.
is I?
Honey, just listen
Stop
to me.
calling me
Calling
that.
you what?
I don't want to talk about sex.
What?
You had given this to me as an assignment last week and thought about it, and I don't want to talk about my sex life.
Okay. You don't have to. That's completely fine. Listen. I'm getting the feeling that last week's meeting really freaked you out. And I want you to know that recovery, it can be
I
scary.
don't get why you don't understand that I want to gain only 1 pound a week.
Because
That's what
it's-
we agreed upon in the first place.
Because it's not an exact science. Some weeks are going to be a little bit more and some a little less.
So this week was a little less.
This week, I'm sure you lost weight. This week was a big step backwards.
Sorry.
Hey, what's going on, huh?
Parents want me to see someone who takes insurance. And I told them I want to keep working with you. I told them about your approach and everything, but you just said, I don't know if I can keep seeing you.
Okay. Well, look, it should be up to you who you see, not your parents. You're an adult.
Right? Well, I tried talking to them, but all I'm saying is, I don't know if this is going to work out.
Look, if that's what's actually going on, then I can give you a recommendation. Okay? Someone really, really good who takes insurance. Okay? But what's actually happening is that you're scared of the progress you're making with me and you're running away.
It's not that.
Okay, good, because you're young. You haven't been doing this for that long. And I actually think you have a really, really good shot at getting better. You could choose to not live your life in the shadow of this idiotic fucking... You could get in the habit of not losing things, okay? I just want to make sure you understand that.
Well, I have to get paid.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry. I know I owe you for a couple of months. Depending on whether I'll just mail it.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't worry about it, okay? Let me get you the number of... What's that?
I'm really grateful for everything you... I just have to do it in my own time, you know.
Yeah. I do know. All the best.
And the other thing I've been wondering is whether his memory is reliable after all this time either. I mean, who knows what was fantasy, what was reality, whether he mixed up what happened with different kids. That's true. So I can't take what he says as the absolute truth either. It's just another piece of the puzzle.
Hey.
Thanks again for coming down here, man. I know it's a long trip.
Just because I came doesn't mean I have to tell you. You can change your mind.
Thank you. How's, I forget his name, your boyfriend?
I don't think I told you his name. Lucas. He's good. He's crazy. He's great.
I also think there's a reason for forgetting. Evolutionarily, this whole pop psych obsession with uncovering and uncovering, I've been wondering if I should be pissed at you for getting in touch.
I understand that.
Has anyone else you've contacted remembered anything?
No. I don't think they would.
But why?
Because according to my dad, they were all asleep when...
Oh,
Because his MO was to...
hang on. Not ready yet.
I saw a body when I went down there to make an official report at Island Park.
Yeah, she told me.
You saw her too. I didn't recognize her. It's so weird to think of all the people that mean so much to us. They're just gone. When I moved out, losing Polly and you, I think that was the first time I experienced grief.
Are you staying in touch with your dad?
No. I didn't have contact with him after the meeting with the minister.
I'm sorry.
And I don't plan to contact him again.
Sorry.
Me too. It's a fucking shame. I really like the guy.
Man, I gotta ask you something. I hope you won't take offense.
Okay.
Were you in prison?
Huh?
Sorry,
Okay.
I just...
No. No, I understand that. I understand why you would want to know that. I mean, I would have told you if you would ask me anytime that I was.
Uh-huh.
Because I had to struggle with addiction problems for almost 9 years
It's
when I was
fine,
18.
you don't have to explain.
No. I was convicted for 2 felonies. Both non-violent during that time. Stealing and forging checks.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of getting better. How's Paige?
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Feels really good.
You're such a cement. You're a brick back there.
She's getting an abortion.
Oh,
So, I wanted to have it. I decided. But she thinks we're not ready yet. She's not sure. She says of me. Her sister is there with her. She didn't want me to come.
she'll be fine.
She's had, she struggled with depression and other mental health. I'm worried, okay? Especially because I know this is not what she wanted. And, I've read somewhere that women can have like a really bad hormonal response. Like,
She'll be fine. He'll be with her and she'll get through it. You know, for what it's worth, I've been in a lot of support groups for a lot of different shit. And I've seen couple come back from way worse. I mean, way worse. She could have left and had it on her own if that's what she really wanted. Sounds like to me she chose you.
And the other thing is that in the presence of you and a minister and was your mom there? What makes us believe that your father would be telling to...
Jamie, you know what? Let's not do this right now.
No, I want to.
We don't have to. You have my phone and my email. Or if you want to do it in person, I could come back. Or you could come to Ithaca.
That's ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck I'm so afraid of. We're talking about something that may or may not have happened. I mean, it can't be worse than what's going on in my life right now. It can't be worse than that.
What if I wrote it down and handed it over to you? And you could read it anytime if you want to.
You must think I'm such a pussy.
No.
Wouldn't it take a lot of time to write it all out?
No. Not really.
What was he doing, the great god Pan, down at the reeds by the river, spreading ruin and scattering ban, splashing and paddling through the hooves of a goat, and spreading the golden lilies afloat, with the dragonfly on top of the river. What I should have said to her is that it's great news she can get pregnant. She was so upset she wouldn't be able to. That's really good news, is what I should have said in the first place.
like for a lot of you, like the view was obstructed. But yeah, thank you to Dopey. You guys are great. And yeah, thank you all for like being a part of this. Thank you so much.